Coming up on 69 News at noon, 2 men in Berks County went missing 2 months ago, and officials are asking for your help in finding them. A cop has been charged in a crime at a house in Schuylkill County where an explosion happened yesterday. Icy roads led to several crashes in our area this morning. And it's a big day in Berks County. The region's newest casino is opening its doors for the first time as we speak. Good afternoon, I'm Vasil. 69 News at noon starts right now.
Your life, your world, your news. This is 69 News at noon, live from the PTL Center.
The Berks County District Attorney's Office says it needs the public's help in finding 2 men who went missing in October. WFMZ's Reid was at a news conference this morning, and she's now live outside the Berks County Courthouse with more. Allie.
Yeah, Vasil, District Attorney Matt Weintraub says 50-year-old Matthew Branning of Sellersville and 47-year-old Michael Allen Stark of Royersford went missing back on October 15th. He says he suspects foul play is involved here. Authorities believe something has happened to Branning and that Stark, his co-worker, is somehow involved. Branning was at work at Enschler Inc. in Silverdale on October 15th. He clocked out and was later seen on video in his car at an ATM in Sellersville. An unidentifiable person was in the back seat with him. Police also pulled toll and cell phone data that show Branning's 2002 Lexus and phone traveled into central Jersey and then south to Cape May that same day. At 9:30 that night, store video at a Wawa in Cape May shows Michael Allen Stark making a purchase, though Branning is not seen. Later that evening, Branning's Lexus was seen heading back toward Pennsylvania, although police were not able to track the car's last whereabouts. Since that date, there has been no activity from Branning.
We have no indication that they knew each other than through work. So there is no indication of any bad blood between these 2 men. 2 people that have no other attachment or relationship other than that they work in the same place go missing at exactly the same time on the same date. It is disturbing to me. I don't believe in coincidence. So candidly, we suspect foul play.
After Branning's phone movement was picked up at the Wawa in Cape May, authorities have no way of telling who was actually operating Branning's phone or who was driving the car back to Pennsylvania. On November 13th, Michael Stark was identified on a video at Garden City Pawn in Garden City, Michigan, pawning a bike. Law enforcement is considering him at this time a person of interest in this case. Stark also has an open bench warrant for a case in Monroe County for resisting arrest and paraphernalia charges. His preliminary hearing was scheduled 3 weeks ago in that case, and he did not appear. District Attorney Weintraub says he's not allowed to comment on his prior record at this time. Now, Weintraub says he doesn't want to presume anything at this point either and would like both men to come home safely at this point. He continued to say, though, that he does have some questions for Stark, many questions that he would like answers to. If you have any information on either one of their whereabouts, police are asking at this time to contact either Percy Borough Police or Berks County detectives. For now, live here in Doylestown, Reid, 69 News. Back to you.
Thank you, Allie. It's been a bizarre 24 hours for people living in one Schuylkill County community. A bombing that rocked Klein Township is being investigated as an attempted homicide, and a Hazleton police officer has now been charged in a crime at the same location 2 months ago. Police say an explosive device was detonated outside an apartment building on Center Street early yesterday morning. As they were investigating that case, they filed charges against 31-year-old Liddell Hannon in a burglary at the same location October 28th. The Hazleton police officer is accused of entering the building and stealing multiple items. Hazleton Police Chief Brian Schoonemaker said in a statement that, in part, his, quote, department was shocked to learn about his involvement in the case, unquote. The owner of the apartment building believes the bombing was targeted.
This gentleman was up for his shift, and when he went to open his door to go out, which my daughter was like 2 minutes away from doing herself, he saw the contraption as he went through the threshold, and he took off running.
A man was hurt by the blast, but he's expected to be okay. The house was badly damaged, as were 2 parked vehicles. That blast blew out the windows of a church across the street. Excuse me. As for Hannon, he has been suspended without pay and is being held on $300,000 bail. It's unclear if he is connected to the explosion. 3 police officers, a homeowner, and a suspect are all in the hospital after a chaotic confrontation in Philadelphia. Officials say an officer was chasing a robbery suspect last night when he was shot twice in the shoulder. A homeowner nearby was also shot. Officials say the gunman shot himself in the head as officers closed in. 2 officers were injured in a crash as they transported the suspect to the hospital. Authorities say everyone involved is expected to survive. Many accidents were reported throughout our area due to slick roads this morning. Police warned drivers to take it slow. Rain moved into the area late last night, and that led to patches of ice on roads in the Poconos, Berks, and Schuylkill counties and in the Lehigh Valley. In Berks alone, dispatchers reported more than 24 accidents, including one that has closed a stretch of Route 183. State police in Schuylkill County are investigating a crash involving a pickup truck that may have been stolen. The truck crashed into the former Trinity Academy Elementary School on West Cherry Street in Shenandoah. Police have not released any other information. State police say icy conditions may have caused this rollover crash in West Penn Township, Schuylkill County. It happened around 5 this morning on Route 309. Initial reports indicate the driver lost control on a patch of ice and spun out. Conditions have improved out there. Let's bring in Kathy Crane for our first check of the forecast. Kathy?
Yeah, it was a little dicey out there this morning, that's for sure. And we are starting to see all of that ice melt away. However, as we take a look at the Skycam overlooking Redding, the Pagoda Skycam, our current temperature is 43 degrees. We have a mix of clouds and sun, but look what the real field temperature is like. Yeah, current conditions, everyone is in the 30s and 40s. Cold mark at 35 in Hazleton and Mount Pocono. And we do have warmer temperatures down to the south. You can see those wind gusts really relentless. They do diminish a wee little bit for the evening, but amazing, folks. Very, very chilly out there. Nothing going on right now as we head up to a high of 43 degrees, and those winds will still be out of the northwest at 10 to 20, gusting up to 30. Now, let's take a look at where we go from here. What we have, the overall fast-moving pattern, is not going to affect us throughout the next day or for tonight. We're going to stay at an overnight low of 25 degrees. However, we do have a system moving in. Fast-moving system. We start out with some sun tomorrow. Clouds move in with a weak disturbance, possibly producing some rain and snow as it moves in. The next storm system across the Great Lakes will move in for Saturday morning and Saturday evening. As far as Sunday goes, I think we'll see a little bit different pattern. I'll have that in just a few minutes.
Kathy, thank you. Penn National Gaming has dealt Berks County its first casino. Moments ago, the Hollywood Casino Morgantown opened to the public with plenty of fanfare. WFMZ's Jim Vasil is live inside the casino in Carnarvon Township. Jim, tell us what's happening there.
Well, Haziel, naturally, when you walk into a place like this, you look up and you're not sure where to look first. There's just so many bright lights. Hollywood is a fitting name here. So much going on. People are already packing this place here in Carnarvon Township. Just a few moments ago, officials with Penn National Gaming cut the ribbon on this casino, marking the opening day, the grand opening to the public. They also cut not just a ribbon, but a lengthy Tony Luke's cheesesteak. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a second, but a lot of fanfare is right, Haziel. Over the last few days, this casino has held its soft opening where Penn National Gaming has collected money for charity with the slot revenue. They announced today that $100,000 is going to several local charities, including the United Way of Berks County and the Honeybrook Food Pantry, just to name a few. I want to give you a kind of a live look. This is what it looks like just inside when you walk in Now, I mentioned that this was a star-studded event. Eagles legend Vince Papale is here in the Barstool Sportsbook off to my left, signing autographs and taking pictures. And he actually helped cut that Tony Luke's cheesesteak. The reason being is that Tony Luke's is one of the 3 dining options here inside the Hollywood Casino. Does it as if it weren't enough Philly for you. There's the Mummers that are here performing live music and some Christmas tunes, so it doesn't get much more Philly than that. We have several county and state representatives on hand, many of whom you'll hear later tonight on the Berks edition. I've been covering the opening of this casino many times in the last few weeks, so you've heard me talk about the numbers of this casino, but I'll say them again. It's a brand new facility, 80,000 square feet, 750 slot machines, 30 table games, and it has over to the left Southeast Pennsylvania's first Barstool Sportsbook. And Penn National Gaming tells me that it's creating 375 jobs. So again, tonight on the Berks edition, we'll have plenty of reaction from people coming in from Berks County and beyond, some local officials, and an interview with Mr. Invincible, Vince Papale. So stay tuned for that tonight on the Berks edition at 5:30. Live right now in Carnarvon Township, Jim Vasil, Haciel, back to you.
All right, thank you, Jim. There is some progress toward keeping the quarry at Dutch Springs in Northampton County open for divers and residents. The developer, who plans to put 2 warehouses on the land, says it's in talks with local municipalities and other organizations. Township documents show the developer found a company to continue scuba use at the quarry. An official with Trammell Crow Company told 69 News it's optimistic an agreement will be met. Bethlehem Township Zoning Board will hear a request on December 29th. The sale of the Pine Street Garage in Easton has been approved. It will go to City Center Investment Corp for $3 million. The City Council approved the sale yesterday. The plans are to demolish the garage to make way for $70 million in residential and retail development and a 302-space parking garage. Demolition begins in late 2022 with construction beginning the following year. The Reading School District owns the Reading Public Museum, and it now wants a new entity to manage it. It boils down to structural issues at the 100-year-old building. Earlier this week, the museum's foundation said it plans to move a collection currently in storage to the Wells Fargo building in Center City. It says the move is needed because the district hasn't acted to fix the issues. The district, however, says that responsibility falls on the foundation as part of a 1991 agreement. Omicron has become the most dominant COVID-19 variant in the U.S. Ahead on 69 News at noon, how that's impacting hospitals and testing centers. Chris Kindlemart was back in full force, and it set a near record-breaking season. Plus, in 4 days, all ski resorts in the Poconos will be open. Meanwhile, a resort in Berks County is looking ahead to next week. The issue it's facing when 69 News at noon comes back. The CDC has released the top causes of death in 2020, and the coronavirus landed high on the list. COVID-19 came in third behind heart disease and cancer. The CDC says the virus was the underlying cause of death for more than 350,000 people last year. The death rate has also seen its sharpest increase in more than a century since the CDC began tracking this data. It jumped 17% to 835 deaths per 100,000 people. Just days ahead of Christmas, Tower Health is reporting more than 100 patients hospitalized with COVID-19. It says a little more than a dozen people are in the ICU, most of them on ventilators. Reading Hospital's chief of infectious diseases says the majority of those hospitalized are unvaccinated. She says the number of cases is now similar to this time last year.
We saw a real large spike in cases after Christmas. About the first and second week in January is where we saw the highest cases. And I do expect that to happen this year also.
Tower Health tells 69 News testing is in high demand. It says a majority of people getting tested are symptomatic, while others are looking for a negative result before heading out for the holidays. Powell wants to remind people that over-the-counter tests can be used at home. She's also urging people who are sick to stay home from gatherings. AstraZeneca and Oxford University are working toward an Omicron variant vaccine in case it's needed. AstraZeneca said this morning the two companies have taken preliminary steps. Preliminary data has shown Omicron is more effective at getting past COVID-19 vaccine antibodies than previous variants. It's now the dominant strain in a host of countries, including the U.S. and the U.K. Chris Kindlemart's 29th year has come and gone, and it made quite an impact. ArtsQuest says more than 93,000 people checked out the market. That's second only to 2019's record-setting number of 95,000. They say Chris Kindlemart was a lifeline for many small craft and retail vendors from our region. Chris Kindlemart 2022 is scheduled to begin on November 18th. The Eagles' playoff hopes are still alive. Ahead on 69 News at noon, a look at the rumble past the Washington football team. But first, winter sports fans are anxiously awaiting consistent cold so they can make runs down the mountain. Kathy has a look at your full forecast when 69 News at noon comes back. Skiers, snowboarders, and even snow tubers are dusting off their gear. All 6 Poconos ski resorts will be open by the end of the Christmas weekend. First up is Camelback Mountain, which opened for the season today. Shawnee and Ski Big Bear will follow suit on Friday and Sunday, respectively. Blue Mountain, Big Boulder, and Jack Frost opened earlier this month. However, Blue Mountain had to temporarily close because of warm weather. It's back open today. Fans of Bear Creek Mountain Resort in Berks County are anxiously awaiting its opening, and so is the resort. It set a tentative opening date for this Sunday. Officials say they are at the mercy of the weather. The warmer weather has been delaying the process. Bear Creek is hoping for a white Christmas to get the slopes open faster. Well, we have a bit of an update on the roads. A stretch of Route 183 in Berks County that was closed because of a crash has since reopened. And about that white Christmas for Bear Creek, I don't think they're going to get that.
No, not a chance this year, unfortunately. However, we've got cold temperatures at night where they're really desperately making a lot of snow. And so let's pray that they all get open this weekend. Our current conditions, it's 43 degrees in Allentown already. Reading at 45, Hazleton at 35, Mount Pocono at 35 degrees. But when you factor in those wind gusts that will continue throughout this evening, it feels like the teens in spots and lower to mid-20s and 30s as we head up to a high of 43 degrees. We've reached that in a couple of spots. Chilly wind, good amount of sunshine though. High pressure is in control for now. As we head down to the morning hours, it looks like we're going to see clear skies, a couple of clouds here and there trying to get through. Overnight low tonight, 25 degrees. Now let's take a look at for the AM rush, mostly clear, 28. 37 mostly sunny for tomorrow's lunch rush, and for the PM rush it's mostly clear as well. And you can see that we do start out with quite a bit of sunshine, a couple of clouds here and there. For Thursday evening, however, this overall fast-moving weather pattern we're still continuing to be in. It's going to stick around with that weak disturbance overnight on Thursday night, possibly, as you can see, mixing with some snow in our neck of the woods, passing snow showers or flurries as it does. And then the next storm is right on its tail, is going out of the Great Lakes and moving into our neck of the woods for Friday night. I know a lot of us have plans for Friday night for Christmas Eve gatherings and what have you. So traditionally, we love to get together Christmas Eve, but it's going to be a soggy one. And then we continue to dry out for Saturday afternoon, Christmas Day, but don't get your hopes up. We do have another system moving in, just rain, only rain this time. And that will go into Christmas night, into Sunday, and that looks like it's going to be a little bit on the cloudy side, but at least it'll be dry. So Christmas, I hope you have your plans and you have all of your shopping done. If you don't, there are a couple of dry times, but right now it will be cooler and mainly cloudy with a few showers Christmas Day. As we head up to a high of 43 degrees tonight and an overnight low of 25, the extended AccuWeather forecast for tomorrow, it looks like some sun giving way to clouds with late night flurries possible. Christmas Eve, well, clouds and sun, rain arriving at night, and that could start as a wintry mix as well. Cloudy Christmas Day, but a bit milder with afternoon showers, flurries or sprinkles in spots, especially north. Sunday, as we celebrate Kwanzaa, cloudy, breezy, and colder with a lingering rain or snow shower. Mix of clouds and sun on Monday, and kind of a wintry mix or just plain rain on Wednesday. And 69 News at noon. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
The Eagles are on the bubble in the NFL's playoff picture following their win over the Washington football team. That means the Birds are on the outside looking in after going head-to-head with their divisional rivals last night. Their Sunday matchup was postponed due to COVID-19 protocols. Jalen Hurts had a tough start, but he managed to pull it together for a comeback win. He scored 2 touchdowns and threw for another to lead the Eagles to a 27-17 victory. Chef Howard is showing how to make a beautiful and tasty Christmas tree. He says it'll win you rave reviews at your holiday gathering.
One of the things I love most about the holidays is seeing all the creative and tasty desserts that everyone comes up with. If you're looking for a perfect dessert to serve at your next party, or if you just need something sweet to share with a friend or coworker, then you're going to love the decadent brownies that we're whipping up today. Just so you know, this looks special enough that it can double as a centerpiece. Here we have a boxed brownie mix that we baked in a 9x13 pan lined with foil. After it cooled, we popped it in the freezer for a few minutes to firm up. Now, we flip it out of the pan, remove the foil, and make 2 diagonal cuts starting at the top. This gets us our traditional Christmas tree shape. For the 2 side pieces, we place them together on a platter, like this, creating another brownie Christmas tree that's the exact same size. We frost this with some canned frosting that we dressed up by adding some mint extract and food coloring. Now, we place the other triangle on top, trim the edges, and frost the whole thing with the rest of the icing. After decorating our tree with all sorts of edible holiday candies and ornaments, it's ready to show off. Not only is it easy to make, but it makes you look like some fancy pastry chef. To get the recipe for our Christmas tree brownie, all you need to do is go online. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a tremendously sweet way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Delicious? You love your chocolate.
I love it.
All right, let's head over to Kathy one last time.
And really hold on to your hat, folks, because those winds are brutal out there. And we do have some sunshine out there. For tomorrow, yeah, it's going to be sun giving way to clouds, possibly flurries at night. Christmas Eve, clouds with some sun, rain arriving at night. That could start as a wintry mix. And cloudy for Christmas, but a little bit milder with afternoon showers, a flurry or sprinkle in spots, especially north. For Kwanzaa, not bad. Nice on Monday. Rain moves back in Tuesday. I'll back to you.
Thank you, Kathy. Thanks for watching 69 News at noon. Hope you have a great day.